Hello, this is John Armwood on the Armwood Opinion Channel, and I'm here talking to you again today about American politics and giving you my opinion on what's happening with the impeachment process in the country. I still feel that Nancy Pelosi is dragging her feet. Um, she didn't have the House vote on the formal impeachment inquiry. It's not required by the Constitution. There's no question about that. But it would, in fact, be following a tradition that was set with both the Nixon impeachment and the Clinton impeachment process. And that would send a much stronger signal to the American public. We need public hearings in Congress where witnesses are sworn in and it's on television where they testify as to what they know, in particular about this Ukraine situation. We had witnesses testify in front of Congress last week, but we need public. We don't need private testimony. We need public hearings where it's on television each and every night so the American people see it. If you want to put pressure on the Senate to remove the president from office, that's the way to do it. We know Trump is going to get impeached by the House. The votes are already there. What we're trying to do is get him removed from office. And we probably will not succeed on that, but we want to be able to show the American public that the Republicans in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and the whole crew are coddling criminals. And that is ammunition that can be used in both the House and Senate races in November of next year, 2020. We're looking forward toward the 2020 elections. Pelosi is not playing it intelligently. She's being overly cautious. The Republicans are going to come at the Democrats aggressively no matter what Democrats do. The strongest defense is a good offense. She's afraid to go on the offensive strongly. That is weakness, and it comes across as weakness. She got a great picture last week standing in front of Donald Trump, criticizing him in a meeting about the Syria policy, where she and Chuck Schumer ended up walking out. She got a great picture. It was a great picture. But her strategy on impeachment is nothing but doomed to fail to keep Donald Trump from being reelected or from being removed from office because she is not being assertive enough. She is playing it scared. That is not smart politics. And you don't half step. You don't go halfway. You have to go all out and put Trump and the Republicans on the defensive. That's what has to happen. With Trump trying to use Mar-a-Lago as his place to host the G7 conference next year, everybody complained about that. Both Democrats and Republicans, and Trump blinked. He backed down. You have to make him back down. You have to come out at him aggressively. Republicans know what the score is. What they're looking at is the numbers of the poll, the numbers in the polls. They're looking out for their own seats and their own um, self-interest. He's around 42, a little over 40% favorability. If he were to drop down to 3 points to 37%, you'd see Republicans being forced to consider removing him from office because he would be endangering their reelection in 2020. To do that, we need aggressive public hearings to pump up our base and to get those in the middle to turn against him. There are Americans who don't want to see a criminal in the White House. This is the third impeachment process that I have watched closely. I watched closely the Nixon process. Yes, I was an adult then. I watched closely the Clinton process. And now we have the Trump process. This one is being handled in a much weaker manner than those others were handled. That is the problem. Nancy Pelosi is a weak leader. She wants it both ways. She wants plausible deniability for members of Congress. They want them to say, I never voted for impeachment. At the same time, she wants Donald Trump out of office. She wants to do it without risk. And that's not how you win a battle. You win a battle by taking the risk of winning and also taking the risk of losing. But you can't be in the middle. It's like lukewarm coffee. Nobody wants it. And this is the game that Nancy Pelosi is playing. She is conducting a strategy of hosting lukewarm coffee at a coffee clutch. That is what she is doing. And what she really is doing is giving Donald Trump the opportunity of getting reelected. This is just not smart strategy. We need to pressure our members of the House of Representatives, call them up, send emails in, sign up on online surveys that are going around, and tell Congress people that we want an aggressive impeachment strategy. We're tired of Pelosi's weakness. In fact, we need a new leader in the House in 2020. Well, actually, it would be January 1st, 2021, because Pelosi is just not doing it. I don't think she's capable. She can barely give an articulate speech. In fact, she has great difficulty doing it. It's interesting to listen to the full speeches and then to listen to what the news media play. They tend to only cut out snippets, but if you listen to her complete speeches, you'll be amazed at how poorly she speaks. And her thinking is not clear. Granted, she's a lot better than Donald Trump. If you read Donald Trump's childlike letter to the Turkish leader Erdogan, I mean, you know that she's clearly a lot better than he is. But we still need more. We need strength right now. We need to go after the bully in the White House the way you go after a bully. You stand up to him and you back him down. That's the game that Donald Trump understands. That's the game that Nancy Pelosi doesn't. Anyway, this is all I'm going to say today. And I've been repeating this message since before the Mueller report was released in March. And I keep on repeating it. I don't mean to bore you guys saying the same thing over and over again. But so much is on the line. There are babies and children still being held in cages at the border. The media has forgotten about it. We have crimes going on like crazy. You should have seen the Secretary of State Pompeo lying in front of the cameras this morning on This Week with George Stephanopoulos. It was unbelievable. And, well, it wasn't unbelievable. It was very believable. But to see it, and Stephanopoulos was hitting him back. Stephanopoulos, who's never been one of my favorites, but today gave a clinic on why the First Amendment is important and why freedom of the press is important. And Trump has been attacking that because he took it to Pompeo. And that's what we need. Again, we need you to write your representatives in Congress and demand that the House move forward aggressively with public hearings in this impeachment inquiry. We need to make it formal. We have plenty of information to come up with bills of impeachment. We have 10 that were basically handed to us by Mueller in Mueller's report. Read it. He outlines 10 clear instances of obstruction. Then we have the situation in the Ukraine, which is a felony. Both Trump, Giuliani, Pompeo, and Barr, the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, and I left out Mike Pence, the Vice President, who was involved in it, and Trump and Trump's private lawyer, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. They're all involved in it. They have all committed crimes. We need public hearings. All right. Remember, resistance is not futile. You have a good day.